Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of the Independence Amateur Radio Club Net, operating on the N0ID repeater at 145.49 megahertz and a tone of 91.5. This is Alpha Echo Zero Lima Mike. My name is Stan and I will be net control. But before we get started, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Any emergency or priority traffic, please call now. Tonight we have a last call we're going to do, so I'm going to start off with that, and we'll just proceed right into that. This is AE0LM. It is with sad heart and a profound sense of loss my duty to inform the net of the silent key Del Russell, Kilo Bravo Zero, Whiskey India Zulu, KB0WIZ. Our friend Dale, age 95, of Neodesha, Kansas, passed away on November 16th, 2023. This will be the last call for Dale, KB0WIZ. On behalf of the Independence Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, and on behalf of amateurs worldwide, this is AE0LM calling KB0WIZ. Calling KB0WIZ. Calling KB0WIZ. Last call for KB0WIZ. "73 Dale, and may you rest in peace. You will be missed." Once again, on behalf of the Independence Amateur Radio Club and worldwide amateur radio community, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends. I'll now continue on with the net. The purpose of this net is to increase communications and camaraderie among amateur radio operators in the southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, and southwest Missouri areas. Please check our club website for more information at www.n0id.org. If you would like to test for your amateur radio license, or if you have any questions regarding amateur radio, please use the Contact Us page on the website. Our club meets on the first Tuesday of each month at 1900 hours Central Time in the basement of the Montgomery County Judicial Center located at 300 East Main in Independence, Kansas. We offer license testing at every monthly meeting. For announcements, we'd like to encourage everyone to support the local nets, which may be found on our website on the Area Nets page for the times and locations. Another announcement as we go down the list tonight for discussion, please feel free to share your thoughts and memories about Dale. I am recording the net tonight, and so I can get that out to some club members that cannot be here. And finally, do we have any other announcements for the group? Any other announcements, please call now. Hearing no announcements, we will continue. This is an open net, so any station on frequency may check in. When checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. After check-ins are completed, I will go down the list for comment and discussion. If you wish, you can track tonight's net using NetLogger on your computer. Once again, this is Net Control, Stan, call sign AE0LM. We'll begin taking check-ins, so please call now.
KB0NYA, Paul.
Any other check-ins? Any other check-ins? Please call now.
W0HLK, Ken Independence.
This is KA0LCO, Jack and Independence.
All right, I'll go back up to the top here. I've got KF0DDE, KB0NYA, W0HLK, and KA0LCO. So, Mike, you're leading off tonight. Why don't you come now?
Dale sitting in our meetings talking about his ancient motors that he bought and restored to give to his grandkids, which, God bless him. He wanted to leave something for them to remember him by and to also have something to be proud of. And I can also remember him talking about being in Tokyo during the Korean War and doing phone patches home for people in the middle of the night because he knew how to use ham radio. That was just all kinds of awesome. This is KF0DDE, back to net control.
All right, Mike. Yeah, thanks for those remembrances there. I remember that meeting you're talking about where he had bought that 8-cycle motor. That thing was pretty cool, and he was so proud of it. So anyway, thanks for checking in. We'll talk to you next week. Next up, we have KB0NYA. Paul, go ahead.
Good evening, Stan, and thank you for being net controller tonight. You did a good job of doing the last call for Dale Russell. So I didn't get a hold of Mike's call in. Was that on reverse? I could hear you plainly, but not Mike. So other than that, we did some Christmas shopping today, so we got a good variety of things taken care of. Got some more to do, so appreciate the knowledge of and the acquaintance with Dale. We got our call sign just about a year apart, so Dale has always been a good friend, so I appreciate having to know Dale. Back to you, Stan, KB0NYA.
All right, Paul. As far as Mike's, if you didn't hear him, I heard him, but we're not very far apart, and I usually flip it over to reverse. And I did tonight so that I could get him on the recording of the net here. And yeah, Dale was quite a guy, and when we went to his funeral, there was a lot of hams and a ton of people there. So anyway, thank you for checking in, and we'll talk to you next week. Next up, W0HLK. Ken, go ahead.
AE0LM, this is WHLK, Ken Independence, Evening Stand. Appreciate being on the list. Well, when I go over the Ocean Way, I always try to make it a point to stop in to see Dale, even for like 5 or 10 minutes, but a lot of times it'll turn into like an hour conversation. You know, we either talk about bees or talk about engines. But I really enjoy it because I learned a lot from him, and enjoyed his company, so I'm surely going to miss him. But anyway, not much else going on here in Independence, just kind of sitting around the house. Got out, did a little computer repair for some people today, and visited an old ham, N0OM. Name is Bob. He was here in Independence. He hadn't been very active, so we talked a bit about ham radio, so that was a good experience. Other than that, that's it, Stan, so I'm going to turn back to net. W0HLK.
All right, Ken. Yeah, good deal for getting with the new old ham there, or whatever. That's pretty cool. And anyway, thank you for checking in and for reminiscing about Dale. That's good. So anyway, we'll talk to you next week, Ken. Next up, we got KA0LCO. Jack, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jack K0LCO. Haven't done too much today, just kind of dinking around. And I thought we'd get a little more rain, but we'll have to see how that goes. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know mine was a grand time. And we're sure going to miss KB0WIZ. He's one of the smartest guys I knew, maybe a little on the older side, but I'm right on his heels. Anyway, KB0WIZ is going to be missed. We're going to be thinking about Dale for a long time. So we'll turn it back over to net control, and thanks again, Stan, and we won't keep it tied up too long here. This K0LCO will be clear on and back to net control.
All right, Jack. Yeah, thank you for the words there, and it's good to know Dale. I feel blessed to have met him and known him. So I know everybody else was the same way. So anyway, Jack, good to hear from you, and we'll talk to you next week. That brings us to the bottom of the list. Do we have any other check-ins? Any check-ins on the Independence Amateur Radio Club net? This is AE0LM calling.
Okay. 5 Fox Kilo 1.
All right, we picked up W5FFK. Don, go ahead.
Just say a very good evening to everyone on the net tonight. Thanks for doing the silent key there for Dale. WB0WIZ there, Stan, and he will be missed. Or already is missed, put it that way. And I've enjoyed getting to know Dale over the years. So, back to you, Stan. Over.
All right, Don. Thank you for checking in and the kind words there. We will surely, we are, like you say, we already miss him. So you have a good evening, and we'll talk to you next week, Don. Once again, at the bottom of the list, any additional check-ins? Any check-ins? Independence Amateur Radio Club net, please call now. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here at the Independence Amateur Radio Club net. This is AE0LM. I'll close the net and return the repeater to regular operation. 73 and good night all.
Stan, you had a recheck there. DTE, over.
Okay, I missed the recheck. Go ahead, recheck.
talking about the ancient motors that he had restored for his grandkids and was going to leave to them as kind of a legacy, and also enjoyed when he talked about being over in Tokyo during the Korean War, due to the fact that my dad was over in the Korean War at the same time. This is KF0DDE, back to net control.
All right, Mike. Thanks for the recheck, and we will talk to you next week. I'll ask one more time if there's check-ins. Any additional check-ins? Independence Amateur Radio Club Net.
N0 TAP, Dave, Coffeyville.
N0 TAP, go ahead there, Dave.
I just want to get in for your count. Not much going on here. Yeah, we're all going to miss Dale there. He was a pretty neat guy, and had a lot of knowledge. Amateur radio and building engines and stuff. So anyway, turn it back to you, N0 TAP.
All right, Dave. Yeah, thanks for the memory there, and yes, we do miss Dale. My recollection that I just popped into my pea brain was whenever we did the balloon launch, Dale, when he was in the service over in Japan, they launched weather balloons several times a day. So he had done a lot of balloon work too. Kind of amazing. Anyway, talk to you again next week, Dave. Any other check-ins? Any further check-ins, please call now. Well, once again, I'll sign off. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here at the Independence Amateur Radio Club Net. This is AE0LM. I'll close the net and return the repeater to regular operation. 73, and good night.